I hate the term API, but in the next series of videos, I am going to teach you about APIs. It's not that I hate APIs themselves, I actually love APIs, but the term APIs abbreviation stands for Application Property Interface. It's so hard to explain because it's really vague. It's the most vaguest language there is in tech because everything is an API. When you're looking at a programming language, the language itself is an API. The function that's a built-in function is an API. This is an API, that's an API. So the definition is really vague, but 99% of the time when somebody says API, they're talking about RESTful API or GraphQL API, maybe even SOAP API, just a way for two applications to communicate. So going forward, I'm going to teach you what APIs are, how to use them, and show you real life examples of APIs and how you can even make money off of APIs, right? So there's two ways I can explain APIs. One way is just like I said, it's a way for two softwares to talk to each other. Two applications can communicate, share data between each other. Another definition is a way for one application to fetch data or to get data from another application. That's an easier way to explain it, I think. And that's how we're going to use it. When you're building some kind of app, you have an idea for an app and you want to build it, you want to focus on the functionality of that app. And as much of the functionality you want to import from somewhere else. You want to figure out if somebody have done what you're trying to do, and you can just pay them and get that information from them, and you just focus on what you need to do. A good example of this would be, let's say you want to create a real estate application, some kind of Zillow type of application, Redfin kind of application where you want to rent stuff or sell houses or something. You need a map. So are you going to go and build a map? Are you going to go build an application that has a map of the entire world? You're not, because you know somebody that spent millions building an awesome map. It's called Google, right? Google Maps, they've invested a lot of money and built this map that works really well. So for your application, you're going to use Google Maps API, and you're just going to use the map that they have. You're going to pay them for that, but you're going to focus on selling houses. You're not going to focus on building maps. So you're going to use their API and get information from them. Same thing with credit card. Another example is when you're trying to sell something online, you don't want to deal with governments and banks and regulations and things like that. You don't want to do that. There's somebody that already is doing that, right? They're called Stripe or PayPal. Those are the most popular ones. So you're going to just use their API and you're going to deal with them. They're going to take care of processing credit cards and processing payments and dealing with the government and everything. You're going to focus on selling stuff. You don't have to deal with all that payment related things. So you're just going to use their APIs. You're going to communicate with their software. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and they'll take care of the stuff. So you just build your app and use their API for what you need. So going forward, I'm going to be creating a couple of videos or a bunch of videos that are just about APIs. So make sure you give me a follow. So you're going to learn a lot about how to use APIs.